What is up, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today this is a brand new series I'm going to be trying out. This is the first time that I'm going to be trying for the political process series. What we have right here is a new character, and we have William Clark, age 22, a Republican, and we're going to pick the state in a second. This is what he looks like right here. We have a conservative. We're going to be conservative fiscally and conservative socially. We're actually going to try out moderate right at first, kind of depending, and then we're going to change it as we need to. History, YouTube content creator from 2018 to 2023. That's how he got his start in politics. A young content creator that did get himself involved into politics. Traits: he is amusing, arrogant, authoritarian, intelligent, optimistic, and dramatic. Then we have advanced. We have our savings at $20,000 from YouTube content creation. We have 50 political points from all of this, and an initial name recognition inside of our county by 1,500. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And so a couple of suggestions that I saw was going to be Michigan. So I'm going to be either Michigan, Pennsylvania, or we could do Missouri. All right, and we are going to be playing as Racine County in Wisconsin. This is going to be the county right in between Milwaukee and Kenosha. And I was kind of trying to pick whether I was going to be Grant or I was also thinking Burnett County, because Burnett has a pretty high poverty rate, but I don't want to. I want kind of like a split area where I can kind of go after split policies, basically. I think poverty is something we can still kind of be a challenge for. We have more Republicans here, so we probably won't have too much of an issue getting elected. But what we're going to do is that we are going to be the city councilman, and I think every episode is going to be one single term. So we have 200,000 people in Racine, and the county seat is going to be Racine. So let's go ahead and come here and let's say Racine. It's going to be starting year 2023 after the pandemic, and we are going to be in the 1st Congressional District and State Senate District 22. State House District 63, and then we're going to be in Republican School Board and City Council districts. We're going to be in normal difficulty, so we don't really have to worry too much about elections. We could also go for hard. There's a variable and advanced options. Variables can be found. And I wonder what's happened here. Elections, nation, state, city. What do like? I always really like the detail in this game. City treasury is updated automatically. School district treasury. Let's just go ahead and go. So this is going to be Racine County in Wisconsin, and we're going to select our chief of staff, and it's going to be Al Cummins. And blah, 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 blah. If you guys are familiar with this game, I probably don't have to do too much of an introduction, but essentially the idea behind this game is that you play as a city councilman, everything from a city councilman all the way up to a mayor, school board member, or a state house member, state senator, a U.S. representative, a U.S. senator, or even as high as president. You also have side roles where you can play as the party chair for the campaign committee. So if I really wanted to gain some political clout, the party chair is responsible for supporting party candidates in their electoral campaigns. This includes recruiting candidates who are likely to win, selecting a party platform that voters will support, adjusting the campaign platform of each candidate to match the values of their district, and using available resources to increase turnout, register voters, and influence public opinion. You're responsible for overseeing the recruitment and campaign process of school board, city council, and mayoral candidates. I will go ahead and run for city council here, so I would like to see who's in office right now. Pretty small city council and school board. We still have Republican control here. And looks like the mayoralship is actually run by the Democrats. So it's a Republican city council, but a Democratic mayor. Let's go over to, I want to go to politicians, city council. I am in, so we're going to go ahead and run for the city councilship. So we're going to go ahead and hit that apply button. We're going to look for our campaign manager, Sabrina Conrad, 29 years old. Let's go ahead and select her. We're going to do an economic priority with the idea to reduce city property taxes. And we are going to focus on the total crime rate at 13%, and then we're going to ask that the infrastructure is going to be a priority. We may have to change our policies as the campaign goes on, but where I really want to figure out right now, there is no incumbent that we are running against, so it is completely open election right now. So we're running against Cedric Sutcliffe. I want to see something real right quick. Usually I do. Citizens spend their entire lives. They deserve to continue receiving benefits. Anytime that this is like they do not support Social Security, honestly, it is one of the most easy elections you can ever come across in this game. I think he finally balanced it a couple of years ago, where it's like that doesn't happen that often, but it was really hilarious every time that would happen. So basically what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be watching, trying to see how we are getting on. So we want to focus on door knocking right now. We're going to do that the first couple of weeks. So what we're also going to do, we're going to go over to finance. We're going to donate personal funds. We're going to donate the entire $20,000 that we have into our campaign. We're going to go over to conduct a poll. We're going to do voter intention poll, $3,500. Took out a huge chunk. And we are already on the downside of this election. So what we want to do is that we're going to go over to policy. We're going to go to policies presets. We're going to do conservative and conservative. And so we want to go over, we're going to do some internet ads. Let's do $5,000 here. And then looks like that could get us somewhere. Let's do another voter intention poll. Most of my money going to voter intention polls. And it looks like that name recognition alone should get me across the finish line. It does seem that the policy preset changing that did help just a tiny bit. So let's go ahead. Name recognition is all the way up, and we are now at $8,293. We have 62% support from Republicans, 55% from Democrats, and 54% from independents. So we have a mayoral election with an incumbent mayor that is running against Hannah Ulrich, and a city council race. So if we go over here, the election between William Clark and Cedric Sutcliffe is underway. So let's go ahead and watch as this election unfolds. And it does look like that we have a solid lead against our opponent, Cedric Sutcliffe. So it looks like that we are winning by over 1,000 votes. That is a 20-point lead over our opponent. Let's go ahead and skip to the end, and we win by nearly 20 points, 1,045 votes, and the election has been called for us. We also have some governor's elections, but there is no governor's election occurring right now in the state of Wisconsin. Party demographics are in your favor, so as long as you do not anger your base, you should be good. Let's go ahead and see what my fundraising is like now. And very small elections, so we don't really have too much going for us. Very small election, very small town, so it's not something that, you know, we're going to be making thousands and thousands of dollars on. I don't think that's really going to be happening until we get to the state races, like a state house election or something like that. So really we're at week 35 right now, and basically we have a lot of stuff going for us. We have crime and guns. Let's go over here. So everyone really likes our stances on universal background checks. Even Democrats, actually. So the only one they really don't like is the handgun ban policy, and as well as the decrease the gun waiting period policy. And it looks like that education, economy, poverty, and income inequality are pretty big for the support for candidates' policies. Those are at least like what people really like about my character. So Republicans really like my stances on education. So let's look. So it actually doesn't say education right here. Really have to do much right now. Let's go ahead and do a voter intention poll. And we have a 57 to 42, so we do have a very commanding lead over our opponent, and especially a 30% turnout from Democrats for our candidate. So good. I really like to see that on our first election, we should be able to do what we need to do and handedly win our first election. What I really would like to see from our candidate is they become the top member of the city council. Once they do that, then we will be able to draft city budgets. What I could also do is after 1 or 2 election terms, I could run for mayor, and then obviously I would have to submit my own budgets. We are now 1 week from the election. What I would like to see and do for the city of Racine is to draft city budgets and ensure that I have my hand somewhere in the development process of Racine. Let's go ahead and watch this election right now. Racine mayoral election. We have the Democrat winning by over 10 points, nearly 10 points right now. 1,600 votes leads the Dustin Chandy for the election. We are winning our election by nearly 40 points right now. That is a that's not even commanding. That is a landslide victory. We are winning by 40 points. So 71.8 to 28.2 against Sophia K. Ralph in City Council District 1. That is absolutely a landslide victory for Mr. Clark, and I am very excited to see what we can do in the City Council. We have now lost that 40-point lead, but we are still ahead by a very commanding amount. 2,300 votes lead us against Ralph. So again, that vote share is starting to diminish, but that is still a 30-point lead. So our vote share has dropped by about 10 points, but I'm not too worried about the chances of us winning this election right now. We have about a minute left in the city council election results, but 2,600, so that is still a 30-point. Well, actually, now that's coming down to 20 points. I really wish we could have stayed at 40. That would have been a very interesting election. In our first election, we win by 40 points. Can you imagine winning by that much in your first election? 3,200 votes separates the two candidates. And we have 1 Democrat in the city council, 1 Republican right now. No gains thus far in either side. And we have school elections right now. Neither side has gained. And we have 2 Republicans that have won their election seats, no gains. And we do see 30 seconds are left. We still have a 20-point lead, less than 20, about 18-point lead over our opponents. 2,690 votes are separating us. We have 3 Republicans in the city council. So the election results for the city council have been called. So we have 3 Republicans, 2 Democrats, no gains on either side. But it does look like, could we have had a flip somewhere here? There was no flip on either side. Same thing for Republicans, 3 Democrats in the school election, and in the city council or in the mayoral race where we've seen Dustin Chandy has won his re-election campaign, and he is leading by 6250 right now, and that is all that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and add him to my favorites, and we're also going to add Mrs. Hannah Ulrich to the favorites as well to keep track on her. So we do see, let's go ahead and X this out. You did a great job. Your new term will begin in the first of the year. All the information and responsibilities related to your new office can be found in the office tab. Welcome to your first term as a city council member. This is your office. This is where you will conduct all of your city council responsibilities. Where an activity is added to your schedule, you can find it in the summary tab within the office tab. If you want to create legislation, you can go to the legislation tab and click on the tab that says create legislation. If you made any campaign promises, you can find those in the challenges tab. Good luck. And you have unfilled protege slots, and city, state, and federal departments have updated their annual reports. You can view these reports by going to the politicians menu, clicking the departments tab, and viewing view report next to the name of the department. Not all departments provide a report. So we have 2 actions. So what I want to do here is I want to go over to campaign, And I think this is going to be a short episode today because I really want to kind of see the concept of this. I wanted to kind of see how it would be for me to make this, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. So this is going to be an extremely short episode for here. And if you guys want to see me continue this, please tell me down in the comments below if you want to see me continue. I would really like to see Mr. Clark go all the way up at least to the governorship. You know, this isn't, I never really like to go for the presidency. I really like to manage state politics. So local politics and state politics is really where everything is made, and I really do like the just how detailed it comes to, especially like budget making, everything like that. And so I think what this could do is that every episode would be one term. So maybe every episode, maybe like half a term or something like that, maybe a year. I think it's too short to be a year. But I think what could be interesting is to see that every episode would be one term. So maybe an entire life for a politician could go like maybe for 10 episodes or something like that. So it's kind of just the conceptual thing right now. If you guys want to see more of this, go ahead and tell me. So if you guys want to see episode 2 will see me complete this man's term and go to the next term. Maybe I can run for mayor, maybe I can run for another city council term. It kind of would be up to you guys to see what you guys want to see. Obviously, there's going to be higher aspirations, but I'm not going to be doing that until Clark is at least maybe in his 30s. Like a little bit of experience, couple of years, couple of terms in the city council and mayoralship would always be the experience that he would need in order to elevate himself to be more politically positioned to go to a higher office like state senator or state house. So what do you guys think of this? Do you guys want to see a series about this, or do you guys just are not interested in the political process? I've been asked so many times about the political process. A lot of you guys actually even subscribe to me for the political process, and I've always said it's boring. I don't really necessarily like it. I kind of do like the direction that it's going in now, and it kind of has sucked me back in, and I want to take advantage of this as much as I can. That way I can give you guys the content that you guys want, and I know you guys are eagerly wanting some political process material, and if you guys are excited for me to be back on it, go ahead and tell me if you guys want to see a series about this, if you want to see a William Clark series. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and tell me you guys if you want to see more episodes of this, and if so, I will have another episode by the end of this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.